Good morning. I'm here to start on my cover of my faith journal. I had a little bit of a go at it yesterday, and I decided on the pages, because I still had a little bit of a line round it, that would actually use old music paper to just go round the edges, and I've done the back as well. Oops. And it just finishes it off. It actually looks really, really nice. So I was originally going to, on the front, use some lace, and I've got a whole load of different laces out, and I was looking at all these laces thinking that lace might be quite nice on the cover. And so I don't want anything too thick, because obviously it's you know, I want to be able to lean on it. I think they might be too thick. I think this is the one I'm probably be going with. It's like tiny little ditzy flowers. So then I've been looking at it like this, thinking, well, that would look really pretty. It's just very, very little and casual. But then maybe doing this with this as well. And I left it last night because I hadn't made a decision. So I think I'll just take this off first. Take the cover off. And I found some gorgeous vintage hymn paper, which I thought would look lovely in here. I mean, there's "O Worship the King." I mean, gosh, I can remember singing that with vigour at school. You know, it's one of those ones that stays with you for years and years and years and years. It's like "Morning Has Broken," isn't it? And you can remember all those school assemblies that we all went through. So I thought that was a lovely find. So if I find any more, I'll be popping them in here. And then if I pass any on to my mum, she can have some and I can have some. So that's the back of that. Let's turn that over. I also started printing on, it's stickable acetate. That's what it actually is, and it's printable. It's this stuff. I've got half a dozen things all put up together here. This stuff, it's transparent glossy vinyl, and I only got 10 sheets at first because I thought, well, I'm not sure if it'll work right, whether I like it, and I am enamoured with it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much, Diane. I love it. So I will link this one that I got from Amazon. There will be loads of others, but this was a really good price, and you can buy 10 or 20 sheets, and it's 100 GSM. So, yeah, me playing. So I've printed some of the verses from the printable, you know, the handout that you get for this Bible study faith journey, and I've also added some of my own. And today I wanted to talk about being tested. You know, those times when you think, oh my goodness, I'm definitely being tested today, and you wonder why you're being tested. Well, I've always believed that God tests those he loves the most. Always have. So I've got a mixture of Quranic verses and Bible verses, and they all, you know, complement one another. They're all basically the same similar thing. Now, we don't just have the Quran, we also have what is called the Hadith. And the Hadith are things that were written down by the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, and they are things that we read and we go by too. So it's not just the Quran, but the Quran is the book that was sent down during Ramadan. So here is one, and it says, if Allah wills good for somebody, he inflicts him with trials. So think about it. Why do we get trialed? There has to be a reason. So now this is Deuteronomy 13:3. For the Lord your God is testing you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. It's logical when you think about it. If you are going through extreme problems, the first thing you're going to do is you will pray and ask for help. And then what do? You start blaming God. It's his fault. I know that he has no gender. I know God is not a gender person. It is a person. It is not him or she, but most of us call God he. So if I'm upsetting anybody, sorry. So yeah, think about why you're being tested. It may not be you that has the lesson to learn. It may be somebody around you. Maybe somebody needs to learn a lesson of caring. Say you're unwell. Maybe somebody needs to learn about, caring for you, looking after you, showing love because they don't normally do it. It can be empathy. It can be so many different things. In Islam, you say, look for the good in the bad. Okay? So if something bad is happening, there is some good in there somewhere. There is always some good in there. You may not be able to see it, but God knows exactly where it is and why he's doing this to you. So I'll just read a couple of more. James 1:12. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. Okay? And then Surah Ash-Shara 5 and 6. For indeed with hardship will be ease. Indeed with hardship will be ease. We all know after hardship, ease will come. And if you believe in God and you just put everything onto God and don't hold it in and just stay firm in your faith, it will be so much easier. It's like if you suddenly get a big bill in and you're thinking, how on earth am I going to pay this? What is the point of worrying about it? If you can't pay it for 2 weeks, then there's nothing we can do about it. It will be paid then. There's no point in having sleepless nights because that will make you ill. Because the stress, you know what stress does? It makes you ill. And that will be no good because particularly if you've got somebody who relies on you, they need you to be on top form. Just give it to God. It is so easy to do. And trust me, your life will be so much better. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Psalm 62:8. And then Allah does not charge a soul except with that within its capacity. That's Surah 2:286. That is the longest of the chapters in the Quran, and that is the last part of it. And there are 286 verses in it. And Surah Baqarah, it means the cow. See, that's something today. And here, this little one here, it is well with my soul. I thought that was just lovely. So I printed those off, and then there's some, these are all from the sheet. I moved them over and printed them off from the free sheet. And then I've printed these. You will notice that a couple of them are back to front. They're mirrored, because I've got to take it off on the mirror. So Tracie's name is back to front. I've printed some lovely birds off and some butterflies because I was thinking I want to have God's creation in this. I think it's so important to have God's creation. Now, I get these visitors all the time, as well as these visitors to my front window. And I thought it was lovely to have some birds in there and some lovely lanterns because we love our lanterns in Islam. It's wonderful. And then more butters, and that is the back page for that because like a wally I printed on the back, so I had to put it on something until it dried as you do, and that's just a plain one. So let's get on with our cover today. When I was in the bathroom earlier, I was just doing a quick clean around before Levi goes in there and then messes it up again. I was thinking of the movie Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. When she comes home and she suddenly finds out she's not married one man, but she's married this man with all his brothers at home. and she just opens her Bible and she sees the verse about putting pearls before swine. So the next morning she gets up, she's determined, she's not going to put with all this nonsense for them, and she's going to change them. She's going to give them respect for themselves, and and she does, doesn't she? They turn out amazingly. But the reason she got upset was because she'd spent all that time making this beautiful food for them, clearing up the kitchen and everything, and they just fell on the food, and they refused to thank God for the blessings that he'd given them and for the food they were about to eat. And you can understand her getting upset when she spent all that time trying to do something really nice for them. So sometimes things happen, don't they? And you think, it'd be so nice to have a bit of appreciation sometimes. But unfortunately, it doesn't always happen. But always think, not everybody has God in their heart. The majority of people nowadays, sorry, that's bunching up, so I'll put some glue under it. You think of the normal person today, the young ones I'm really thinking of, the majority of them, only time they know about anything to do with religion is Christmas and Easter. And even then they don't know why they're celebrating them. They haven't got a clue. When I was growing up, we had those lovely, lovely assemblies in the morning in school. Every day you all filed in and had your assembly. And I thought it was a really good way to start the day, because it's sort of about discipline. It's about routine, isn't it, as well? You've got the routine of it, and it really is a lovely thing to do. And of course schools don't do that anymore like that. They do have assemblies. I mean, here I think they have one a week, but the years, each year is split up from the other years. They don't all go in together here. But it really, I think it helped you when you were growing up. I mean, obviously we had the threat of the slipper at school. Yeah, you do. And I can remember, if a lad or one of the lasses, it's very rare it lasted, but sometimes they did. And they would be so cocky afterwards, because it must have hurt like hell not being funny. But, it was like, they were on a trip because it happened to them. Because everybody asked them how they managed to do it and all the rest of it. And all the stories would come out about putting, newspaper down your pants and all this lot, which was obviously not true, but everybody sucked it up and all believed them. But in the Bible, it actually tells you to discipline. It says there is a place where you should discipline. I can't remember the exact words, but I know there is definitely a verse that tells you about discipline. It is hard though, isn't it? Because, nowadays you don't know what the different, if people can take it too far. And obviously all the new things that have done have been to help the kids. And they are amazing, because, you don't hear half as many abused kids as it used to be. It's getting a bit depressing, aren't I now? I do apologise for that. One thing leads to another. Oh dear. So, with this, there is a big Bible study on the website that Diane's using. And I've got the link. I couldn't find it at first, but I've managed to find the link. And if you want to, you can actually follow a couple of the other girls who are actually following the link. And they're actually doing the Bible study as it is done on this link. And it looks really, really good. I was looking at it and reading it last night. There's a wee video that you can look at that will help you. And I thought, well, this looks really nice. So I will link it down below so that you can pop over and have a look if that's what you want to do. Bearing in mind, we have all sorts of religious people on doing this. It's not just Christians. As I say, we've got a pagan and I'm a Muslim, and I'm also clairvoyant, so that throws a mix in it somewhere. It's about finding your peace and your faith with whatever you believe and however you believe. But once you find the reason why you get trials, it makes life easier. You think, wow, that makes sense. It's because God is testing me to see if I still care, if I still love him, if I still believe in him. And that's a big thing in this day and age, isn't it? So many people do not believe in God, which is so sad. I've got my Fabri-Tac here, so I'm going to tip it upside down because the wee one was walking around with it, and thankfully the lid had glued really tight. Violet is just 3, and oh my goodness, she is into everything possible. She's an absolute wildfire. Mum gave me a video and she'd climbed onto the windowsill, bearing in mind the window was open, and then catapulted herself and jumped onto the sofa. She has no fear. She's just like her dad. Bob has Asperger's. That's my son. And Niall is our brother. He's nearly 5. He's autistic. At the moment, the new baby is sound. He's absolutely adorable. Violet thinks it's her baby. And she absolutely loves him to bits. And Niall loves him too. So it's lovely. The whole family bonded so quickly. When Bob was up with Becca when she was having an operation, because bless her, her placenta was attached to the uterus, so she, you know, she was 6 hours being operated on. When the baby came out, Bob had one-on-one time with the baby, skin-on-skin time and things like this, and I thought that was unbelievable. Look how things have changed. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I saw the scar yesterday and it's healing beautifully. So I thank God for that, because when I first saw it, oh my days, it looked like somebody had butchered somebody. You know, it really worried me a lot and she was in a lot of pain, but I'm so proud of her. And we have the most beautiful little family there now. The best bit about when they came over Saturday was I'd had Violet in here, and I'd set my new printer up because the other one was going to Becca because she didn't have a decent printer. So I gave Mother an Eco Tank, and then I got a new one. And every time she finished doing her colouring, she'd look at the printer. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking at the printer, waiting for the next one to come out. She's some lass. Anyway, we went in to show her all the pictures that we'd made for Daddy. And when we went through, Becca is just laying across the couch. You know, she's got pillows under her head, right spread out as if she's going to have a nap. And she just looked at me and she says, "You're having them." So, it was great. I'm having the kids and Mum can get 5 minutes. Oh dear, she's amazing. I don't know how she does it. Put that on there. What were the songs that you loved when you were younger, when you were at school or when you went to Sunday school? And I loved Sunday school. My dad was actually a server at our local church. And it was those little stickers that well, they weren't actually stickers in those days, were they? They used to stick them down with glue. But the stickers that you used to get to put in your book every Sunday you went. In fact, Zern, lovely Zern, she has a religious kit in Emma's. Well, it's advertised in Emma's group, but I've made some things with it, and it's actually in Ko-fi, and it's all vintage. Okay, and you've got some of the little stickers in there, you know, with the little words underneath. I'll print them off for my next video so you can see them. And her mum has the most enormous collection, and she scanned everything, and then she cleans them up, all the scans, and then makes kits with them. And oh my goodness, you know, to see these designs, it will bring so many memories back. Absolutely beautiful. I used some for some Easter cards, actually. And that's I didn't put them on video, they were just shown in groups, so I'll get them out for next week too. But going back to music, how music, you know, the music we had was not, you know, like the music we have today. You have to be so careful nowadays what you listen to, don't you? Although saying that, Bobby Down and Clementine, I still giggle every time I hear that song. You know, about poor Clementine and the size of her, because how she drowned. You could get away with things like that then. Oh dear. So do let me know what's your favourite. I mean, I loved Morning Was Broken. I think everybody does. It's one of those that is immortal. You know, it's one that you never forget. And the song I Believe, and that has been covered by so many people. It really has, but it really, really hits the heart. You know, they talk about every time you see a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky. And that is the creation of Allah, of God. By the way, Allah means God. It's the same word. It's not a name. It's not like the Jehovah's Witnesses where they call Allah Jehovah. They've actually using the name. It is exactly the same word. It's just Arabic. The English translations of the Quran, some have Allah in them and some have God in them. It just depends who translated it. Okay, so I interchange between them. So I've got some stickers already cut out here. I've got some florals here, and I've got some lanterns that I've got here that I've already cut out. But I think what I want to do is I want to put a verse on the front. I was thinking about putting study journal or something on the front, and I thought, no, I don't want that on the front. I'd rather let it be as it is. Just thinking what, see which one I'd like the most. I think I'm going to use this bit here in the Arabic, because I think that would be really nice on here somewhere, just the Arabic. And then I do love this psalm. I do love psalms. No, I think I'm going to use this Deuteronomy one, for God is testing you. I think so. Actually, they're actually both together, aren't they? How strange is that? Now, I opened my Facebook yesterday, and you know you get all these ads nowadays. Oh my goodness, how many ads do you see? Oh my goodness, you're like, yeah, I've come on here to see what's going on, not to see another advert. And it was a little square, and you used it with stickers. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is ingenious. Absolutely ingenious. All these years where you're trying to get the corner and try and pull it out, and you know, it just, sometimes you can't make that corner curl, or you can't get your tweezers underneath it. Oh dear, so I'm going to show you exactly what we did. Oops. I would love to know if any of you have started a journal, a faith journal, bit of prayer journal, bit of study journal. Let's have a look in here. There. Right. Now, where is it here? You're going to love this. This is so ingenious. Oh dear. You may have seen it before, but I hadn't. Right. This is one of those scanning things, you know, for using in a cricket. I got it for my scan and cut, but it hasn't got the arrows on. I didn't realise that. I mean, it actually said on it that it was for all, you know, that it was for that, but it's not. But anyway, so you stick it on, and then because the back is stuck down, it's easier to pick up the other bit. Oops, I had it and it drops. How easy is that? Oh, I tried it this morning. I went, oh my goodness, this has just changed my life. So I'm going to put that up there. This is just so fun now. I found out how to do stickers quicker. I was like, oh yeah, you just saved my life. But they were selling, I don't know who it was and I don't know how much it was. It wasn't Temu, which makes a change, but it was like a little square like that, which would be great, you know. I mean, obviously I might cut this down, I might leave it. I mean, I got 3 of these, so the other 2 will be going to Becca because she's got a cricket. Because I've got the other 2, I've got the Cameo and Scan and Cut. Now, I think I want this near the lilies because but I want to be able to read it. Yeah, I can read that beautifully there. Yeah, I like that. Now I think I want a butterfly. Oh, let's have a look, see what butterflies we've got. Get rid of the piece of paper. So let's have a look. Blue butterflies we want, don't we? Oh, I've got blue butterflies, haven't I? Okay. Can I see them? Can I? Yeah, there. Right, but these are the fussy cut type. I think we'll go for this one right in the middle here. Now these have actually got a silver like lining on them, but I don't think that'll matter, to be quite honest, because they're ones for sticking on your machines to cut. Oh gosh, this is so quick. Oh, it's made my day. This works. So on a butterfly on there. Yeah, you can bet you can't even see that grey. Amazing. Okay, now I want to put a lantern on here, but I'm not sure what sort to put on. Actually a bit big as the other ones. I don't want the blue disappearing in it. I don't want too much pink. I think this one. This was actually the first thing I printed, so I wasn't thinking about the position of things. I was just sort of sticking it on. But if you've only printed, say, here and here, not here, obviously save that, because as long as you change the size of what you're printing on in your printer settings, you'll be able to use it again. I mean, I had great fun going through the verses that were part of the Bible study that we were given, and going through the Quran and finding ones that meant something to me. And it really does bring peace. And you know yourself, if you've prayed, there's an amazing peace that comes. Now, I want it around here somewhere. Yeah. There, I'm loving this. It's coming on so beautifully. So I really just need something little on it now, don't I? I wonder if we've got a flower that's quite small. I've got several over here. That's going to be too tall. That'll cover the butters. No, I want something small. Yeah. I'll cover that up. Let's big there. I bet I won't be able to find a plant this morning. It's in the way, unless I cut them down. Something like this I could do, just put the, but then I didn't really want too much pink in it. Is there anything? I might just have to leave this until I decide. So that would be alright, wouldn't it? Because there's pink there, and that's only a little bit of pink. Yeah, I use that one. Oh goodness. Okay, yep. Hell underneath it. I'm listening to Levi. He's on his Xbox. Just hope he don't get too loud. Well, all the children here, you know, around in Scotland have gone back to school today. And it's so quiet. It's so strange how quiet it is. It really is incredibly quiet. I don't know if I'll make it. Does that make it too much? Actually, I quite like that. I think I'll put that in there too. And it's lovely. The building site is obviously still going, and they're getting on so well over there at the building site. I can't believe how quick they put houses up these days. Absolutely incredible. So it's two houses. So it's basically 4 houses, but 2 blocks. So, you know, they're semi-detaches. 2 semi-detached. And my goodness, have they shot them up like crazy. Oops. It's a bit wonky donkey there. Come here. Oh, I don't want to... No, they haven't. I don't want to go ripping anything. I just want it to sit... It's slightly more cockeyed, but never mind. It'll do. It's a bit cattywampus, but I don't want to rip the paper underneath. That's the only problem with stickers. Once you stick them down, that's it. You've got to keep that decision. But actually, I quite like that because it's then swinging, isn't it? Right, that's my cover done. That's what I came in to do this morning, to get my cover done. That's what I haven't done, put a bird on, have I? Oh, my goodness, I'll have to get a bird. Maybe a little bird would fit in the corner, wouldn't it? Just a twee one in there. There's the other ones. These, I think, are actually a bit bigger. I like him. I'll get the bird out. Now, if you can't hear that, you must all be deaf. And you go in and you'll say, I wasn't shouting. By the way, these images that I'm using, not the lanterns. The lanterns came from Creative. Something Creative. I'll have to find out who it was. I went over to them a long time ago, probably, you know, when they first were out and about, and they're AI images, the lanterns. All the rest are from our Tracie Fox. I love Tracie because she's so different from everybody else in how she creates. And her fussy cut images and that are absolutely lovely. See that? Now I can't even do it. See? Trying to get that to come off. See? So guys, get your cutting mat out. And you can get some really, really cheap cutting mats. All you have to do is just Google it, you know, look on Amazon, they're really good. eBay. Oops, gotta get me nail in there. It keeps flicking up and going down. You're just being difficult. Come on, naughty bird. You've got to come off. Probably. There it is. That's called having patience. Yeah, that's better because now I've got more about the creation there, haven't I now? You know, how God has made, like, plants and animals and birds in the sky. There. So I'm really, really tickled pink with that today. So thank you so much for joining in with me. I love sharing the verses and that the girls have done. I mean, they've put so much into this. They're just amazing. They really are. There is so much work that they've done to bring us something that we can all share. Now, what do I do with the actual book itself? Okay. Now she's going daft because I now can't find the actual journal. There it is. It's on the printer. Have you had one of the older eco tanks and gone to a newer eco tank? Because my old one was a 2600, one of the first that they did, and it looked really, really sturdy and really, really nice. And when I got this new one, the 2860, obviously they've moved the tanks from the side that you put your ink in, so you've lost that is obviously this. You haven't got any of that. That's all gone, so it makes it somewhat thinner. And they've put it around the front. It's tiny, and it will fit in the tiniest of places. So they've obviously thought about this, because so many crafters use them, particularly the junk journaling community, and they are absolutely tiny. And I was amazed. I was gobsmacked how small it was. And I keep looking at it thinking I might want my other one back. But she's over the moon, Becca, absolutely over the moon, because she bought one of the, one of the cheap ones that you get with a cartridge, just so she had a printer. Like a lot of the mums did, when we were on lockdown and that. And the cartridge is just crazy. Even if you do the monthly, ink delivery thing, but she's over the moon, and I love it. It's printing well. I know how to do the borderless printing off my phone. I've worked that one out, but not on the PC yet. So that's the next thing to learn. So hopefully I'll be able to do that next. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your journey in finding God and finding that peace. Because if you see somebody who has God in their lives, you can see it in their face and in their demeanour, and their face shines. It's like this, the peace comes out of their face, and you can see such gentleness in them. And it's just giving over. And I'm telling you, it will make such a difference to your life. I know myself, the times that I have been desperate of maybe gas and electricity or food or something, and something always happens. It is, you don't even think about it, because it's a world where they want to pump you full of medication these days, and they don't understand the importance of craft. And if they brought craft into the doctor's surgery and said to somebody, right, I'm going to give you a 6 months course of journaling or knitting or anything, do you know the world would be a lot better place, and people would be so much happier. Anyway, enough waffling for today. That is now the start of my journal, so that I can carry on now and start actually doing some proper studying now, which I am so looking forward to. And it's really nice for me to be able to use verses from the Bible and from the Quran, because it's something I haven't done yet. All right, I know the Bible really, really well. Yeah, I've read the Bible a few times and I know quite a lot of the verses. But to marry them together, I think is so lovely. And when you actually read the way that it's written, the words are written, you'll find they're written in the same way. And I love that, I really do. The girls are using the New International Version of the Bible. Okay, that is the one that they're using. So the wording is coming from there. If I find any others that I want to look up and that I'm going to be typing out, I do have the Good News Bible and several others, so I don't know which one I'll use, but I will let you know which one I'm using. So thank you so much for being here today. I've loved that. I feel really, really happy now that I've got the cover on and we've had a little chat. So thank you so much for being here. Do let me know of any songs that really, really touch your heart and are about God. I would love to find them. Just a little hint, one of the girls is doing a giveaway. Don't ask me to remember which one, because that was yesterday. I love when dementia comes. You just really, really know. It's kicking in. You're like, yeah, okay. It happens. But I will find it, and I will tell you on my next video. So love and blessings, everybody. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.